Hello and welcome to this video where we are doing the official Modern Madness Sims 4 Shell Challenge. So I think this was advertised on the official Sims 4 Discord server, which I joined, and looks like they are kind of running competitions every month or so, or even every couple of weeks. And I think this was the first one. I actually was not a part of the Discord server when they announced this particular challenge. Which means I didn't actually get a chance to look at the proper rules, so yeah, I guess apologies if I have accidentally broken one of these, the rules that was set in the official challenge. I just kind of treated it like a standard shell challenge in the end, as in just like stuck to all the outside rules. I don't know if there were any extra kind of like constraints we were meant to follow. Sorry if so, I did not do that. But yeah, I think this was posted on the gallery under Agent Shawnee or something like that. And it's still up there. I mean, obviously, I didn't I think there was an official competition. I didn't enter this or anything like this. I just decided to build the shell. But you can still go and onto the gallery and download this shell if you want to and have a go at building out. I thought it's a pretty fun shell. The shape is sort of boring in that it's like a bunch of rectangles, but because of that overhang and because of the weird bit on top, it is a kind of bit difficult. Like, it doesn't really look like a normal house or something, so you have to get a little bit creative. But yeah, so when I was looking at it, I was trying to decide what I wanted to do, how I was going to approach the challenge, and especially I was looking at that overhang and thinking God, how am I gonna make that look natural, like it's meant to be a part of the build. In the end, it really just reminded me of the way you might have an open garage underneath some homes. So I was like, great, I'll turn it into a car parking spot, obviously with a fake car because we don't have real cars in The Sims 4. So yeah, that was kind of what inspired this. And then originally I was like, oh, I'll do apartments, and then I don't know, I got The Sims 4 for rent, and I feel I don't know if everyone's a bit apartmented out. There's just so many apartment builds. I mean, maybe not. We did wait for ages to get apartments in The Sims 4, so it's pretty exciting. So personally, I'm still having a lot of fun building apartments. But yeah, as you can see, basically what I ended up deciding to do is put a bar on the bottom floor, and that was pretty much inspired because the roof that they have on top, because the third floor is smaller, definitely reminded me of this Japanese style that they use a lot in Mount Komorebi. And so yeah, that was what kind of inspired that. And then so I decided to come and put the lot in Mount Komorebi. I was trying to decide where to put it, and on this lot there was already a bar, I think, which was quite cool. I think it was one of the ones designed by one of the game changers when the pack came out. I think The Sims 4 Snowy Escape was the first pack they did that with. I remember being so excited when that was all happening. And obviously they do it loads now. They do it for I don't know, maybe not all the packs, but definitely a fair few of them, which is pretty cool. And I do feel the quality of the builds that you get in the packs has improved. So I'm very pro them paying game changers to do the builds, because I feel it means you just get to experience the pack in a more interesting way when it does come out, because I don't know, they're just clearly so excited about doing those builds, whereas I feel some of the other builds that used to get in packs, I just used to kind of feel they were built by people who maybe didn't really know how to build that well. No offense to anyone who did any of these builds, this is definitely not all of them, some are better than others, but yeah, they're basically just a bit boring. And I know that there's lots of system requirements they're trying to comply with, so I guess maybe there's just good reason for that. But yeah, certainly like the builds that we get from the game changers as well. But yeah, anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. Yeah, I decided to build it on this lot in Mount Komorebi and to put a bar on the bottom floor, kind of just because there already was a bar here, and I liked that idea. It's kind of this lot kind of faces onto an open green space. It is pretty public. It has road access from all four sides, so it's kind of hard to create a sense of privacy for if you're like just building a house or something. Also, it would just be like one big house, and I don't know, I get a bit sick of just building one big house, like, but yeah, anyway, so I decided to make the bar, and then I just chucked 2 apartments on top, so technically I don't think this would be playable in terms of both those uses. You'd either have to designate it as a bar and lock the apartments upstairs, and your Sims could come and visit it to use the bar function, or if you wanted to use it as an apartment block, that bar, I guess, would just turn into like shared area. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe you could say it's like a community run pub or something like that, community run bar. I don't know if they really have pubs in Japan, I'm sure. I don't know. There's ways you can use your imagination to make it work, basically. But yeah, I have a habit of being a bit of a haphazard builder, so I decided with this one that I was gonna try and make sure I got the outside all looking really good before I focused too much on the inside. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really have like a set way that I build. I kind of just like do what I think of or get excited about in the moment. So like, yeah, when I'm building this entryway and suddenly I'll be like, oh, I have an idea for the, you know, kids' bedroom or something, and then I'll just go and do it. But I think, I don't know, you can let me know, but I feel like that's maybe like a slightly erratic or like comes across as a slightly more erratic video. It's like a bit more difficult to watch. I know personally, like when I'm watching like Sims YouTube videos, it's just pleasing when they've done it in like a very organized way, and you kind of like move slowly from room to room, and like you're not jumping the camera around all the time, and they like finish off the outside first and all this stuff. So that is what I was trying to do here. Can tell me if you think I succeeded or not. But yeah, I managed to fit in 2 apartments here. They're kind of pretty similar. I'm doing the roof now. You can see I was pretty much just trying to match like the style of the surrounding houses. I really enjoy this Japanese like style, and I really enjoy the build mode that came with this pack. I just think so much of the furniture is beautiful. Yeah, I know that like some people have a few complaints about the gameplay for this pack. To be honest, I've not ever even really like tried it myself. I think the lifestyles I've maybe tried a bit of. I feel like they're quite good. Yeah, I've just never done the skiing or the snowboarding. To be honest, I don't know, I've owned this pack a few months, and I mainly like to build stuff, so yeah, I just haven't experienced it enough to comment on that. But yeah, I certainly wanted to like get some greenery in around here. I really enjoy how much landscaping like changes a build. I feel like a build looks so dull and boring, and then you just add a few of these like little grassy bits, and you're like, oh, suddenly I have a build, a Sims 4 build. So yeah, just kind of like going about doing that, making it look pretty. But yeah, we also got some exciting news this week that I think they're releasing 2 new kits. Which I know kits are sometimes a little bit controversial. I'm trying to think. I think I only own the free kits, like in the expansions that I have in my game, or the kits that I have in my game. I'm pretty sure are just the ones they've like given away for free. I'm not sure I've ever actually like bought a kit. I kind of get it. Like I get the point of them. It's just like a sort of small niche interest thing. I think for me, it's just like, obviously if you were to buy all the kits, although each one is cheap, the price does just like add up once you've bought a bunch of them, and they're releasing them so often, like, I don't know, it would easily be a lot of money every year if you were buying every single kit that came out. And I know they kind of said like, oh, these aren't designed so that everyone will have every kit, but that feels like quite a big change from like the last Sims games we had. Like, I played a lot of the Sims 2, and even before that I played Sims 1 when I was like pretty small, when I was a kid. And the idea was sort of that you could like kind of get the complete set, especially with the Sims 2. Like, I mean, I'm definitely like a completionist by heart or by nature. So I loved like working towards like trying to get all the expansions, and like by the time you had all the expansions, you really felt like your game was complete. Like, you just knew you were sort of being able to like play The Sims 2 to the fullest extent it could be played. And that was a really nice feeling. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I did find it definitely a bit, I do find the kits like a little bit, I don't know, they're not my favourite thing. Like, also, I mean, realistically, what do I want kits for? I mean, mostly I like to build, so some of the build kits I'm pretty interested in. I did hear on the Sims Discord server that one of them is going to become free soon. Is it the Blooming Rooms kit, maybe? I hope I'm not delivering fake news there. I feel like someone said the Blooming Rooms kit is about to become free. Maybe it already is free by the time this video is posted, who knows? But anyway, keep an eye on that. I know they also recently made, like my first pet stuff free, because that was just a bad pack, I suppose. And what else? I'm sure they made like the Desert Luxe. I can't remember what it's called. I can never remember what any of them are called. There's so many names. But that one was free at some point, so I'm pretty sure I have that one in my game. And maybe... Oh, and they did backyard stuff recently, didn't they? Is that a stuff pack as well, though? Yeah. Okay, I guess maybe it's stuff packs they're making free more than kits. I don't really know why. Not sure what the thinking is behind that. But yeah, anyway, sorry, I've just kind of rambled all the way through the bar that we were doing downstairs. So the bar is now complete, that's all decorated, and we are moving on to the 2 apartments upstairs. So they are both split level apartments, which I quite like. They are pretty similar, to be honest. They both have 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and the upstairs is like the open plan living space, and then this middle floor has the bedrooms, and then I also gave both of them like a study nook. Mostly for... Well, A, because they look nice, and like B, just for gameplay. I feel like in The Sims, you just always want a computer in your Sims house. Like, you gotta have it. The Sims, they're useless without their computer. And you know what? I understand it. I also feel useless without my computer. I feel like I use my computer so much. I don't know what I would do without it. So I think that's actually like a pretty spot on bit of gameplay, to be honest. But yeah, you can see I was kind of trying to focus on using some of the furniture and stuff from Snowy Escape. Not as a rule, but I definitely like wanted it to, I don't know, I feel like when you use the furniture that all comes from the same pack, your build does just look so much more cohesive. Like even here I'm looking at us decorating this office nook and I'm like, oh, those shades of white are slightly different, or those shades of cream on the bookshelf and the desk, and like that's going to annoy me slightly. But I don't know, I'm not a really big perfectionist about those things, partly because like I feel like in gameplay I don't really notice it that much. Like I notice it when I'm building, and then you just kind of like don't care by the time you're actually playing with The Sims like using the lot. But yeah, anyway, back to talking about the kits. Yeah, so I have kind of mixed feelings about them. I think some of the build mode ones, I don't know, potentially I'll buy at some point. But yeah, apart from the build mode ones, I'm actually not really sure I will buy many kits in general. I'm just not sure about the value for money. And yeah, just besides that, I'm not a big Kaz girly. I mean, I think I would love to be, I'm just not good at it. Like, I'm such a like, either download a family off the gallery to play with, or I don't know, sometimes I will like create my own family, but I get a bit bored after making like, I don't know, 2 Sims or something. Like, I think, especially with like a big Sims family, I mean, I feel like it's better in gameplay where like Sims are just like added to your family slowly through the gameplay, and then you only like enter Kaz once in a while. But I think that's the sort of Kaz person I am. I don't like to spend a whole bunch of time there. And then yeah, in terms of the like, sorry if you just heard my speaker power down. In terms of the gameplay kits, I'm honestly trying to remember what they even are. I feel like there was Bust the Dust, which I feel like went terribly. I feel I basically just hear bad things about Bust the Dust. Either just that, like, I mean, I do enjoy, like, you know, I really like the laundry stuff pack. I like the extra challenge of something else to do, but I feel like I just heard that it was bugged. And that also, it's almost like too dusty. I don't like, I mean, maybe you can make the same complaint about laundry, but you almost want it to be like slightly less intense. Like, I mean, in real life, I do laundry, once a week? I kind of wish my Sims only had to do laundry once a week, whereas I feel like in The Sims, my Sims are doing laundry every other day, which is just, I don't know, gets a bit boring after a while, I suppose, but I still play with laundry a lot, so maybe I would enjoy Bust the Dust, I don't know. But yeah, I think really the build mode kits are the only ones I would ever really consider paying money for. But I don't know, also with the fact that they are like making stuff free every now and then, maybe I'm just not bothered. Maybe I'm just gonna wait for the free stuff to come out. Like, The Sims 4 costs so much in general, so the more I can rely on the free things they're giving away, the better, really. But yeah, anyway, back to talking about the build at hand. We have moved on to decorating the second apartment, so I kind of went floor by floor when I was decorating this. So currently I'm doing all of the bathrooms and bedrooms and study nooks, and then we go upstairs and we do the kind of like open plan dining, kitchen and living space for both of them all together. And yeah, this is just part of my effort to build less erratically. I mean, I could have gone one apartment and then the other apartment, but this felt like there would be kind of like less moving the camera around if I just did it floor by floor. And I was pretty happy with how these all turned out. I definitely used a lot of the Snowy Escape build kit, and also definitely like a few other packs. Just I don't know, unless I'm like specifically doing a limited build pack, I tend to just use anything in the game. Although yeah, I do like to pick a pack to like go for a theme with, just because I find it makes my life easier, really, not because of any other reason. Like, obviously, I don't know, I'm always so impressed when people are able to like mix and match the packs really well in order to like make a cohesive space, but it's just so much easier to make something that like matches and looks cohesive when you just use things from the same pack. So I probably do end up relying on that a little bit. But yeah, so I gave each of the houses like a sort of kids room. The other apartment has like a child's room or a teen's room, actually really a child's room. I feel like they have the child's like play stuff in there. And then this room is for 2 toddlers, so some unlucky family is dealing with twins. But yeah, it was just like something a bit new and different to decorate. It's a bit more interesting for me as I was going through the build. And then yeah, shortly we're heading upstairs. They also both have a really nice big open balcony space on each side. I mean, this is just so dreamy. Like in real life, I think this is what I totally want. I want a big old balcony where I have room to grow plants and have a barbecue and a sun lounger and I just a place to enjoy the sun. Like, I live in London in a small flat and yeah, no balcony, no outdoor space. So really, I feel like when I'm building these flats, I'm just trying to like live the life I want to live. Or create, you know, like create a dream flat or something like that, which maybe that would be a fun build to do. I could like create my dream London flat or something like that. But yeah, so these ones are definitely inspired by what I would like in real life. These spaces were pretty small, to be honest. They don't really have a full dining area, either of these flats. They just kind of have like a full kitchen and a full living room, and then I think for both of them the dining table is a little bit shoved in the corner. Which I think is just what I would do in real life, like if I had a flat like this, because which kind of is what I do in real life. Me and my flatmate don't have like a massive living area, so like we definitely like prioritize the sofa area just because that's the more like sociable area, I suppose. Whereas a dining table, we kind of might use it if we have people over, in which case you could just pull it out and like create more space, but most of the time I feel like it kind of stays tucked in the corner. And I don't know, I do a lot of my eating on the sofa, to be honest with you. Like, obviously, like sometimes I'm eating in other places where that doesn't make sense, but I don't know, if I'm at home having dinner either just with my flatmate or by myself, like you better believe I'm just eating on the sofa. I don't know, I just feel very pro comfort. It's just a comfortable area to be in. So yeah, that is maybe what these Sims will do as well. So yeah, but yeah, I was basically very happy with how this build turned out all in all. It came together quite quickly, which was nice, and yeah, it felt like it fit into the surroundings well, which was definitely an aim of mine. And it was all very modern decor. Again, like I said, I didn't read the instructions for the challenge, but because it was called Modern Madness, I'm like, well, I'm assuming it's sort of meant to be a kind of modern build. But yeah, we're pretty much just putting the final touches on this build now, so yeah, I'll just take the time to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.